Keely Hodgkinson, Olympic champion, world indoor record holder, the best 800-meter runner alive. She stepped onto a track in Rome to run the wrong race. 3 days later, she ran the right one, and she still lost. But what that loss just set in motion for this summer is unlike anything women's running has ever seen. Let's find out. Keely Hodgkinson is 24 years old and has spent her career doing things ahead of schedule. She is from Atherton, Greater Manchester, and found her home in the 800 meters as a teenager at Lee Harrier's Athletics Club. At the Tokyo Olympics in 2021, just 19 years old, she walked away with a silver medal. The gold came at Paris 2024. Hodgkinson led the final from close to the gun and broke away in the last 100 meters, winning in 1 minute 56.72 seconds. She was 22 years old, the Olympic champion, and the best two-lap runner on the planet. But right after Paris, the road stopped. She tore her hamstring in February 2025, just days before the Keely Classic in Birmingham. The injury returned a second time. She did not race again for 376 days. When she finally came back, she won in Silesia in 1:54.74 and followed it up with another victory in Lausanne days later. She then won bronze at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. By her own standards, it was a hard year. Then 2026 arrived, and everything changed. On February 19, 2026, Hodgkinson walked onto the track in Leuven, France, and ran into history. She targeted a world indoor record that had stood for nearly 24 years, set by Slovenia's Jolanda Seplak in 2002. The date of Seplak's record was March 3rd, the same as Hodgkinson's birthday. She was born on the day the record was set. She did not just break it, she destroyed it. Her time in Leuven was 1 minute 54.87 seconds, nearly a full second faster than the old mark. She went through 400 meters in 56.01, hit 600 meters in 125.06, and closed the final 200 in 29.81. She crossed the finish line, collapsed on the track, then sprang back up when a meet official ran out with a board showing the world record. Her first words into the microphone: "Thank God. That was fun." 1 month later, at the World Athletics Indoor Championships in Torun, Poland, she won the 800-meter gold in a championship record of 1 minute 55.30 seconds, beating Audrey Werro of Switzerland by over a second. Injuries had forced her to miss the previous 3 editions entirely. Her word for the season, she told the media, was domination. On June 4th, Hodgkinson flew to Rome for the Golden Gala Diamond League at the Stadio Olimpico. She did not enter the 800 meters. She ran the 400 meters. This was not a mistake. It was a strategy. Hodgkinson had spoken publicly about developing her 400-meter speed as a way to get faster over 2 laps. "I've always considered myself a 400-meter and 800-meter type athlete," she told The Athletic ahead of the Rome meet. "I don't think I've shown all my potential in the 400-meter. I'm still very much learning the event." The race was won by Norway's Henriette Jaeger in 49.60 seconds. Hodgkinson finished 7th in a personal best of 51.14 seconds. Improving on the 51.49 she had run indoors in Glasgow earlier that year. 4 women broke 50 seconds in the race. 7th in a 400-meter against pure specialists is not a failure for an 800-meter runner. It is data, and the data pointed at something. Hodgkinson's speed was building exactly on schedule ahead of London. 3 days after Rome, on June 7th, Hodgkinson arrived at the Stockholm Olympic Stadium for the Bauhaus Galan Diamond League. This time she ran her event, and the result rewrote the record books. Even though she did not win, the target pace was set at 1 minute 54 seconds, faster than any woman on Earth except Jarmila Kratochvilova, whose world record from 1983 is the oldest outdoor world record in all of track and field. Hodgkinson went through 400 meters at 55.54, took the lead off the bend, and looked ready to run something extraordinary. Then Audrey Werro happened. Werro, the 22-year-old Swiss runner who had taken silver at the World Indoors, refused to let Hodgkinson go. With 150 meters remaining, she closed the gap. With 40 meters to go, she moved past the Olympic champion. She crossed the line in 1 minute, 53.98 seconds, only the third woman in history to break 1:54 and the fastest time by any woman in 43 years. Hodgkinson finished second. Her time was 1 minute 54.33 seconds, a new British record, and the fastest time ever run by a woman who did not win her race. She improved her previous British record of 1:54.6, one set in London in 2024. She is now the sixth fastest 800-meter performer in history, and she still lost. Let's be clear about what happened in Stockholm. Hodgkinson ran the second fastest outdoor performance of her career, and it was not enough. Werro's 1:53.98 is 0.03 of a second from the world record. Two young women just dragged each other to two of the greatest 800-meter performances the sport has ever produced. If you have not been watching women's middle distance running, you have been missing the most exciting event in athletics right now, but Hodgkinson's reaction in the mixed zone told you exactly where her head is. "I wasn't expecting that from her today," she said. "And I thought she'd come back to me at the end. But surprises like that are good for me, good for both of us, and great for the event. She's getting the best out of me, and I still believe in myself." And then the key line. "The world record is still my goal in London next month. I still believe I can do it." That is not a defeated athlete talking. That is an athlete who just ran 1:54.33 after a 400-meter race 3 days earlier, who knows she still has another gear, and who has a specific date circled on the calendar. The target is 1 minute 53.28 seconds, set by Czechoslovakia's Jarmila Kratochvilova in Munich on July 26, 1983. It is the longest-standing outdoor world record in all of track and field. Kratochvilova was 32 years old and primarily a 400-meter specialist when she ran it. It has survived super spikes, altitude training, and every generation of middle-distance talent for over 4 decades. Hodgkinson has been direct about what breaking it would mean. "The outdoor record would be cemented GOAT," she told BBC Sport. "I think this is the closest I've felt near it. Now, I really do believe that we can break it." The gap between her British record of 1:54.33 and the world record is 1.05 seconds. That is a serious ask. But here is the context. She ran that 1:54.33 3 days after a 400-meter race in Rome. The London Diamond League on July 18th is the scheduled world record attempt. Pacemakers will be set to the required splits. The crowd at the London Stadium, where she won Olympic gold, will be behind her from the starting gun. And if Werro shows up, as expected, Hodgkins will have the best possible rival to push her through. In Rome on June 4th, Keely Hodgkinson ran a personal best in a race that is not hers to give the world a look at her speed. 3 days later in Stockholm, she ran 1:54.33, the fastest non-winning time in 800-meter history, and lost to a performance that had not been matched in 43 years. She holds the world indoor record. She holds the British outdoor record. She won Olympic gold in Paris. She won the world indoor title in Turin. The only number that matters to her now is 1:53.28, and she has July 18th in London to go get it. The world record has stood since 1983. Keely Hodgkinson is 24 years old, healthy, focused, and running faster than she ever has. The next time she races in her own stadium, one of the longest-standing records in athletics history may finally fall.